Hi, I'm Jonah Comstock, Editor-in-Chief of Pharma Forum. I'm here at LSX in Boston, and I'm joined by Alison Fenney, the Executive Director of Strategic Operations and Partnerships. I'm sure I got that wrong.
No, that's right.
At Regeneron Genetics.
Regeneron Genetics Center, yes, that's correct.
So tell me a little bit about Regeneron Genetics Center. How's it connected to Regeneron, and what is your guys' kind of mission?
Sure, so we're an LLC of Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. We are largely a target identification arm. We're looking to be the world's largest aggregator of human exome data. And so we partner with collaborators across the globe to provide in-kind sequencing and in turn get access to clinical data and genomic data.
That's really interesting. I've been hearing a lot about this lately, especially in the wake of like the NIH cuts, that, there's a real need for sequencing and for organizations that can help provide that. Tell me a little bit about how you work and who you work with.
For sure. So we work with largely academic and clinical centers across the globe, providing in-kind genetic sequencing for cohorts, a couple hundred people's worth or a couple million people's worth. We have the ability to scale our sequencing capacity internally, which is fantastic. So we create data sets that can be used by our academic partners for publication, collaboration, generating commercial insights, and we use that data internally for research and development in our target identification and validation.
Great, so it's sort of a win-win.
We hope so.
And for target identification and validation, and how much genomic data is enough genomic data? Has AI changed that equation at all?
This is the ongoing internal question. How much data is enough? How deep does that data have to be? When do we see a tipping point in the generation of additional insights and data? We found genetics can be enough, but we're exploring proteomics, exploring deeper phenotyping, survey data, just really engaging with patient populations across the globe to see what depth of information we can secure and what we can learn about health and human conditions from that.
And is your role more on the reaching out to partners and getting folks to use your sequencing services, or more on the side of using that data?
So I am, while trained as a neuroscientist, I was born to negotiate. So I work entirely on our partnerships, making sure we have mutually beneficial deals with our collaborators across the globe. We have a phenomenal team of therapeutic focused and statistical and analytical geneticists, that's a mouthful, internally, who interrogate that data for us. The targets that are generated are passed along to our parent company, who reviews them and ingests them for therapeutic development. And then we publish and share insights across the globe with our partners. I think we have over 250 publications, so we're really big into getting those insights out into the public.
Wow. So what do you come to a show like this for? Are you finding academic researchers here, or is this more about sort of talking to the biotechs?
I think this is more talking to the biotech community. We do a lot of pre-competitive data generation, so working with other pharmas and biotechs to pool our capital to create great data resources that we can then go back and use in our home companies. So meeting other potential funders of projects here is fantastic. Talking about the partnering model and just telling folks, not everyone knows about Regeneron, not everyone knows about what we do. We really are giving away free sequencing for our partners, and we really want to be able to create data resources. And so anyone we can get to participate in that resource sharing and that data generation, we'd love to.
How common is a model like yours? Are you kind of the only ones doing it? Are there a few starting to spring out?
I think more and more it's springing up. I think with funding agencies not paying as much in infrastructure grants for things like sequencing, which can be very expensive, academics are looking broader. So private foundations, pharmaceutical companies, biotechs, data companies, so cloud service providers, tools and analytical companies are all very interested in engaging at much earlier levels, I would say, with academic researchers.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And I mean, you said you were born to negotiate, but it sounds like these partnerships are truly in exchanges of services for data. Is there no money exchange? Does that kind of depend on?
I would say maybe 25% of our projects, we're finding that additional resources are needed. Sometimes it's an FTE to help with recruitment of participants. Sometimes it's someone to help clean up and de-identify data internally. That's a very cost-intensive and expertise-intensive activity. So we can provide some budgets. This is where we leverage our other pharma partners as well. So when more folks are around the table, it brings the cost for each of us down to participate. UK Biobank is a great example. We participated in doing the whole exome sequencing alongside a number of our pharma partners who offset those costs. That enabled us to do the sequencing very quickly and to make it publicly available without sacrificing all the investment or value of one company. By multiple companies investing, it makes that public resource broadly available while still continuing to provide value to each of our individual companies.
And talk to me a little bit about data privacy and data stewardship, because obviously when you're dealing with people's genetic data, you can't be careful enough about making sure it's only used in the way that those people have approved, right?
Yeah, so we are, one might say, obsessed with privacy. So we require very transparent consenting so that folks know Regeneron will have their data and be sequencing it. We work across 30 plus countries. That's 30 different privacy laws. So we have a full team on both the legal and the business development diligence side who understands foreign jurisdictions' privacy laws, understands what we have to do to comply. And then we have a phenomenal data governance and IT security team internally who creates the technical infrastructure necessary to keep data separated or aggregated as needed and fully secure.
Great. What haven't I asked you about yet that you think is interesting or important about what you do?
I think the future is interesting. I think we've done a fantastic job of scaling whole exome sequence, and now we're looking at other modalities and other additional molecular assays that can be run. We are currently participating in what will be the largest proteomics project to date with the UK Biobank and a number of pharma and biotech funders coming together to do about 600,000 participants proteome. That's going to generate untold insight. The addition of proteomics and genetics is really exciting for us and what we can understand about disease course and progression. So for me, really generating additional data sets that give us greater depth and insight into these populations is what's exciting in the coming years.
Wow, that is very exciting. Thank you so much for telling me about all this.
Thank you so much, Jonah.